Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again on this beautiful day. Melt the pot. We're going to melt the pot indeed today. Talia, whew, I feel worlds apart from where I felt yesterday. I feel so much better. Like I wanna I wanna try and unpack all of the feelings I've had, up until this moment. And maybe if I do that, we'll we'll have some sort of understanding. Hopefully, at the end of it, be like, yes, okay, this is why I'm feeling better. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that. If anything, love is gonna be why I felt better, why I do feel better. But in in spirit of all of those things, we're going to have a good day. Puppy, puppy, puppy. Puppy. Rustig wees. Rustig wees, puppy, puppy. Liefie ding, kom hier zo. Puppy, puppy. Kom hier zo, liefie ding. Kom hier zo, liefie ding. So scared. One of the other dogs started barking and she just books it. Today's stream is 100% dedicated to kinship and being gentle. Those two kind of going one on one. How are you doing today? I'm feeling so much better. So much better, Talia. Like, genuinely, I feel a lot lighter. I feel like I was carrying a lot of weight, after what I went through the day before. Already feels surreal. Already feels like a dream again. But oh well, that's the nature of it. Tate, thank you for joining us. Brother Bay, what an honor it is to have you here, man. Our very own 420 day. Our very own Isaac. Thank you for joining me on this momentous day as well. I was thinking, like this is gonna be the one and only. I mean, maybe if we do like 1,420 and 2,420, but this is our very first 420 day. We've made it, friends. We've literally not only like made it on a level of like, oh, we're here, but we made this. We made this day. Like without us doing what we're doing, this day did not exist. So because we exist and because we existed in the way we existed, now this exists. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So I feel like I want to start jumping into things, but being gentle, genuinely being gentle is what's on my mind right now. Our very own, let's melt a gem. So nice to have you here, Dank Ma. I mean, for me, it's such a like the word or the name Meltmore has so many connections in my brain now, Isaac, that melting bud very much is one of those as well. Today we will be Dankmore. I took some of the funky monkey for today. It's also the bud I used to roll our tutorial joint this morning. Goodness, I want to share. I want to start sharing, but I feel like I am holding myself back for some reason. Like I want to get into it, but then I'm like, but you're distracted, so you won't be completely present. And then I'm like, okay, maybe wait a second. Katie, thank you for joining us as well. Good morning. The yoga was amazing. Like today, I think was my favorite yoga session so far, and it was the one in which I was the most distracted. I had the least reason, if you will, to have a good yoga session, and today's yoga session was the best. Like with it, my pain tolerance increased. I'll share a little bit of that as well as I run through the day. Hey, flying alligator is there. Thank you for joining us here, my friend. It's so nice to have you. What is Pippi yelling about? She's just yelling at someone. Like she sees someone walking past, and then she's like, "Hey you! Hey you! Hey you! 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 You!" I'm like, yeah, I see. I can see that person as well. You see me shouting at them? No? Maybe you should stop. And then eventually she does. She has. She's just chilling now. Thank you for asking, Jeff. Hey, Natalie, thank you for sending us some hugs. So much love to you. Golden Trunks, getting stoned with you in spirit. Thank you. Golden Trunks, live vicariously through us, my brother Bear. I am so full of joy. I'm feeling the exact same way, Ryan. Like, genuinely joyous. So, so joyous. Okay. Okay. I want to say, okay, I'm basically, I've read all the comments. I really liked your joint rolling video, Melty. Thank you. I'm happy that the angle turned out pretty fine. I did a voiceover of it afterwards, and I kind of did it like haphazardly as I cut the video into bits. You know, it was like a 10-minute video that I cut into 4.44, and that happened kind of by coincidence. I was like cutting it into bits, and then by the time I had like 30 seconds of footage left, it was like at 4:35 or something like that, and I was like, oh well, 30 seconds of footage, 4:35, might as well make it work out to be 4:44, and I did that unintentionally. And then I watched the video myself, and I was like, you could have done a much better job at explaining what it is you're doing. But the process that my brain follows isn't very, like, it's not worded. I don't say words to myself. Glad to hear the yoga was incredible. I'm trying to convince Jasmine to join up and enjoy since I'm working at 8:30. Maybe she will, Isaac. She doesn't have to. There's no expectation, but it just feels amazing. It genuinely does. Thank you for the wholesome flying alligator. It's been a good last few days. I'm trying to ride this wave I'm on for as long as possible. You ride that wave. Every second that you can, you ride that wave, Katie. You deserve to. Our intention for today is kinship. Our thing worth saying. This is the first one. This is the first one I opened up to, and then it went to the lesson 7. So we'll do both. The first thing we're saying goes, fear arises from the thought, I am alone, separated from my creator. Yet in reality, it is the creator perceiving the creator and creating the perception that God is separate from God. The second one is, you cannot imagine that you have not experienced. You cannot imagine what you have not experienced, for imagine is the picturing in the conscious mind. Mind, as we know it, can only picture what is or has been. Ooh, how about those two back to back? Kinship is our intention. And I guess, we can get into sharing a little bit more about the day. Man, I I feel like I want to be present with you friends, and I feel that's where the big resistance in me is coming from. Like, I don't want to start ranting and then miss out on being present with you friends, but I know that that is what's required of me to do what I want to do. Awesome ride, Frankie Marie. So much love to you. Glad to see you all here. Glad to have you here, Talia. I'm looking so forward to this, but me too. Genuinely, genuinely, Talia. Just enjoying it on this momentous day. Rather frustrated that I missed the yoga session. It's like the universe is sitting back and being like, oh, you want to do yoga? Well, you gotta make Marley happy first, and your speaker still won't work, or the ones you bought as a back. Corey, dude. Like, I actually read your message, on the Positivity Bombs Needed channel today. And, dude, can I tell you how much I was feeling just the words that you shared? And I read your words just before stream today, or yeah, just before stream today, as I was getting into the yoga session. And Pippi was being a little bit of a character, and just holding your words in my heart, Brother Bay. I felt so joyed, overjoyed even, just to be with her in that space. Cannot imagine how much work and how much intention you must be putting into the world, and how much you must be feeling, giving Marley as much love as you can. Thank you for doing everything you're doing, Brother Bay. Don't feel like the universe is punishing you or challenging you. Like, it's probably just, trying to build you up even stronger than you already are. And I know you're so strong, friend. Thank you for joining us. Genuinely. Like, when you restart your computer, things will work, but there's only 5 minutes left. My computer died as well, interestingly enough, today. Police reporter, good morning to you. Okay. I've said hi to all of your friends. Okay, I wanna share a bit about the process, or I don't know how to say it. Like the things that happened since the last time we were here. Yesterday's stream, I felt very somber, very melancholic, very tender, almost sensitive. And there was a part of myself that felt like I wanted to retreat into solitude, and I felt that part of myself as well coming out in the stream. And I basically finished the stream and I had to do something. I had to go and make my mom some gingerbread dough. So I went and I did that. And while I was busy with that, my mom came back home. She entered the room where I was busy doing it, and we started having a conversation. I told her that I smoked DMT last night, and I mentioned to her that it wasn't necessarily the experience I thought I was going to have, and that I felt sad, a little bit disappointed, at a loss, like something had to change. I shared a bunch of my feelings with her, and she would just listen, genuinely just be there in the space with me without judgment, without assumption, without expectation for me to be anything other. And by the end of that conversation with my mom, I felt so much better. I played the voice note that I took after the session to her. And one of the things I mentioned there is that it felt lonely, and something I said yesterday as well. And it could be because I was alone, in that moment. I was quite literally alone and doing it alone, and that could have affected my mindset. But the way I perceived the other side was so complete in oneness that you are singular. And that singularity is so full that trying to bring a whole other singularity into it becomes overcomplified. Or I did it again. Complex. It becomes too complex for you to be comfortable with. So you retreat back into solitude. And then eventually, wanting to be with others, we come here. We come into this space. And sharing this with my mom felt so freeing. I basically finished up helping her, pack out the rusks. Let me, should be fine. Helped her pack out the rusks, and she mentioned to me that it has to go into town tomorrow, which is today. She said this to me yesterday. And I promised her that I would wake up at 4 a.m. when the rusks were dry, and I would help her, package them so that by the time that she's awake and she has to leave, they'll be ready. So 4:44 a.m. this morning, my alarm goes off, and I genuinely feel like I'm out of the bed like a jet. Like there is not a second of hesitation in my being of I want to lay a little bit longer. Like there wasn't even a second of that. There was just this feeling of okay, promise made, alarm set, woken up, let's go do this thing. And I take my speaker with me and I start listening to a podcast, packaging rusks. And my mom come in and she joins me, and I'm continuing packaging rusks as she's rolling some dough balls. Basically the gingerbread that I made yesterday. She bakes them. I package them as well. And while we're doing this, we have this conversation about truth. About the things we tell ourselves, about the way we see the world. And during this conversation, I mentioned something about vibrational frequencies, and there's this chart that kind of lists the lowest feelings and emotions and what vibrations they're associated with, and the highest feelings and emotions and what vibration they're associated with. And we talk about and it's the first time that I saw it, and I shared it with my mom, and we talked about it in the context of how I have changed over my life, how the things I've been doing quite literally followed that vibrational pattern of guilt and shame into fear, into anger, into vanity, into neutrality, into boldness, into readiness, into mind, into love, into harmony, into enlightenment. How these and I'm not calling myself enlightened. I'm just trying to live into those energies, and how these things have been noticed by her. And then Ryan, I've been talking about Ryan a lot as of late. He's been a big part of my life in the learning journey that I'm on right now. And he identified, or recognized, maybe would be the better word, me as a yogi. And I've never given much attention to the word or to that side of the world. And when he came into my life and showed me a side of it that I didn't know, and I went and looked into it, I found so much synchronicity in this label, you could call it, that it was too surreal not to share with my parents. And upon sharing it with my parents, I'm looking for a stick to stuff with. There we go. Just misplaced my tweezer. As as we're talking about basically seeing synchronicities in the world, being noticed, noticing how we are changing, and then how I share this with my parents. And my mom tells me that in her worldview, the way that she's been growing up, and the world that my dad is very much a part of as well, anything that isn't from the Bible is from the devil, basically. So in my dad's mindset, these things are seen as me, going astray. Me being a yogi is me not being a Christian in his mindset. And just having this conversation with my mom, her, being able to recognize as well the things I've recognized within myself, and seeing that mirrored back to me, it was such a beautiful start to my day. Basically, took all of the baked goods to our car. They left. As I was finishing baking the rest of the gingerbread, packaged them, then made another batch of gingerbread, and then after that, I had some time for myself, and I decided to exercise. But I exercised with, I don't know how to explain it. It was with an intention to strengthen myself and to hold tension, if you will. So instead of just busting out reps, I would, control the rep all the way up and down. And I was creating such like a sheer sense of pressure in myself that headache came back. And it came back in a way where it felt like this reminder, this genuine loud bell being rung of, you need to be gentle. Like, genuinely, you need to be gentle. Gentle with yourself, gentle with the way you're moving, gentle with your words. And it feels like my brain right now is in such a sensitive state that I can notice how not being gentle is affecting me. How the lack of that energy is causing me to be chaotic, to be unaligned. And that recognition throughout this day just makes me feel so overjoyed. Like, genuinely, like I'm doing the right thing still. Ryan said something so beautiful in the yoga session this morning. Like, Pippi was a character. So as we're doing these yoga sessions, a lot of them, you're bending down, touching the floor, and then as I'm bending down, touching the floor, she's like on my hands, chewing me, trying to get me to play, holding onto my arms as I'm trying to lift my arms up again. As I'm, downward in my downward dog position, she's like running around my face, trying to get me to give her like stretches. As I'm going into the cobra, she's worming her way underneath my arm. And like Ryan said something about that whole practice in a way where it was me kind of just going with what life is giving me. Like, life gives us all of these things, and we have this interpretation of how things are supposed to be, how we're supposed to live our lives, what is supposed to happen. But more often than not, that is not the case. And instead of trying to force things into the way we want it to be, trying to force Pippi into leaving me alone or getting her away from me, just accepting, being gentle with both myself, having a kinship with both myself, my practice, my puppy, child, loved one, whatever you want to enter for the rest of them, it's it gives me hope. It gives me a hope for a I want to say easier way of life, but it's not easy in the context of not wanting to do difficult things, but easy in the context of how it affects my body, my brain, and my soul. You know, like it's if something goes down easy, we're not having a hard time. We're not, like adding tension to ourselves and our bodies to try and experience a good thing out of something. We can just be gentle with ourselves and experience it as it is. And this understanding, this feeling of being gentle, it's like my genuinely like my head is calibrated to any slight like little bit of me adding tension to my experience. And if I add tension to the way I look at things, or to the way I listen to things, or to the way I feel things, then I start getting a headache. So it's like I do not have the ability, at least for now. I hope it goes away. I genuinely do hope it goes away, but for now I am not allowed to not be gentle. Like my brain lets me know. It's like, what are you doing, dude? So you think that's gentle? Nah, dude, I have some headache. And I'm like, now I'm getting a headache just getting into this character. Oh, yoga's incredible. I actually like doing 100 to 120 minutes each day currently. Strongly recommend. That is insane, Talia. I hope to actually reach that level as well. And interestingly enough, on that note, the yoga I did today didn't add any tension to my being. I didn't get a headache doing the yoga, but I did get a headache doing normal exercises, which also, was interesting to me. There we go. I wanted to share that with you, friends. Just paying attention, just genuinely paying attention to yourself, to the things you're going through, to the turn of events. But enough talking. It's day 420. Goodness, I've taken a long time to actually start smoking this. Two, kinship. Kinship with life, kinship with our little animals, kinship with one another. And within that kinship, we're going to be gentle. We want to be gentle. I love you, friends. Kinship. Okay, I'm putting it down for now. Love that. Oh, the frustration. Maybe that's the world saying next time is the one you're meant to be at. I feel those resistances, just I kind of laugh at it these days. It's funny to me. Like my, for instance, just to talk about these resistances, I give my laptop to my mom during most of the day because I have a desktop PC now that I bought for myself. And I'm not using the laptop, so I have no problem with my mom and my sister using it. And during the day, I like set it up for our yoga sessions, so it gets moved back and forth. And today I was like, maybe I don't have to actually unplug the charger and bring the whole charger with me because it is at 100%. And I put the computer down and I set the stream up and I joined the Zoom call, and my computer drops, but it dropped in a way where it looked like it broke. It like a and then it turned down, and I was like, oh, that's mildly concerning. And so I like did the mercy kill of computers, hold the power button down for it to power down because it was still on. It was just black screen. Power down, went and got the charger, or tried to power it back on, didn't power back on, went and got the charger, plugged the charger in, it powered back on, and I rejoined the stream. or rejoined the lesson. And just in that moment, it was comical to me. I was like laughing. I was like, yeah, of course, of course. And in that way, I feel like if I laugh at these things, these resistances that life gives, instead of lamenting, it's a way of being more gentle with myself as well. Makes so much sense. We create our own reality, but we are the reality. We are quite literally the medium through which this reality is being experienced. Like if there's an infinite world inside of us and an infinite world outside of us, then you are that cross. You are that point, the consolidation of the infinity. So, quite literally, you are your entire reality. Go ahead and rant. We always catch up after and find your rants very stimulating. It helps with the conversation, I believe. Let those thoughts fly, friend. Thank you so much, Isaac. I agree completely. It is the way that, these spaces, at least this is what the Meltmore space is. It's just, I was thinking about being gentle and being present and being loving, and I felt I wasn't completely being that yesterday as much as I could have been. So I wanted to, I guess, balance the cosmic the cosmic weights, if you will. Thank you, Isaac, for encouraging me. Mm. Mammy, thank you for joining me. Saying hello, friend. Busy working with keeping a watchful eye on the chat for moderation purposes. Hope everyone is keeping well. Mammy, so much better now that you're here guarding us. Thank you for joining us. A love bomb to everyone in here who needs or wants it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Talia. It's such a pleasure having you here, always. No worries, man. You're doing your yoga, trying to get to yoga. You're a householder. Responsibilities are the most meaningful thing you can practice. And I think like Corey is really going through it as well. Being a new dad is a whole different world. Like you lived in one world your entire existence, Corey, and now you live in a completely new world. The fact that you're, functioning at all is an absolute miracle. Congratulations. Thank you for doing so well, my friend. I see you. There we go. Love being shared. I'm here to distract from the current news. God bless you all. Warrior flight. So much love to you. So much love to Ukraine. I love you, Ukraine. I feel so tone deaf. Being in this space right now, talking about what we're talking, the things going on in the world, that is going on in the world. But the only thing that we can do, and I'm so happy that this friend is joining us and saying what he's saying, that we can distract ourselves from it. Instead of constantly feeding that into our consciousness, making that a part of our psyche, kind of like building in the rage, building in the disbelief, building in the feelings of distress, building in the feelings of, you know, what's the like I cannot believe it feeling, how can this be feeling? Instead of building on that, we're building on the opposite, building in the feelings of hope for our future, the feelings of love for one another. And I guess, it's from that place, from that knowing that we are in distress as well, us killing us killing us. I feel it's tension. There is a genuine tension with this paradigm shift that's happening in the world right now. And the powers that be can probably feel it as well. But how do you channel that much energy? What do you do about it? You try to defend yourself. And, in a country's context, defending yourself can be hoarding more resources as well, consolidating a whole country into yours. I mean, Russia, dude, you're so big already, man. I know a lot of it is wasteland, iced over, almost inhabitable, but dude, man, like, come on. Okay, done. Being gentle with ourselves. Hey, dry story, and it's nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. How's school going? I hope you're starting to feel better. Melt, you have a wonderful mother. I'm so happy for you. I I feel undeserving sometimes, Talia, I genuinely think I might have the best mom in the entire world. And I guess that is something that we all would say, but damn it, if I don't believe it, nobody else would. Or actually, somebody else might. She's a great mom. She's shown me more than any other person in this world has. Like something that shocked me this morning, where or maybe last night actually, where I mentioned to her that I feel so much better having talked to her. And she said, dis wat gebeur as ek net luister sonder om raad te gee of afskeid te neem, which basically translates into that's what happens when I listen without giving advice or making judgments. You know, I'm pretty guilty myself. I'm here to listen to you, friends. Please know that. You know, with the amount of time you've spent listening to me, know that I'm willing to listen to you, friends, as well. This is a space for us to listen to one another. If you need to say something, we'll be here to listen to you. Please feel free, friends. Aunt B, thank you for joining me. So nice to have you here. How are you doing? How's Haywire Hill going? I hope Uncle Becky is feeling himself, is the first words that's coming to mind. It's a weird time for us right now, Aunt B. It's a pretty weird time right now. Oh goodness. But I know you're there for him. So much love. So much love. Mum's the word. Hey my friend. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us again. Get an Oculus Quest 2 today. Hype. Getting an Oculus 2 Quest 2 today. Hype. Oh, I'm happy for you. Warrior of Light. What is the first game you're getting, friend? Are you gonna be playing VR chat? Or do you want to be playing actual games? Complified. To be doing a comply. Or have been a comply. Is that are you joking, mixed to death? Or are we just making up words now? I mean, if Shakespeare could do it, we can do it too. Thank you for joining me, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. Happy for you, friend. Enjoy that. Absolutely. I'm sure there's a lesson. I'm just too worked up to see it sometimes. I feel you are. You know, this is the lesson. You're running your course. You know, showing up for class right now, Ninja. Even in this moment, even outside of that frustration, just referencing that frustration is still you learning that lesson. Getting there. Progress is so slow, but I finally got a 5 hour block of solid sleep last night. Mammy, are you having a hard time sleeping with your coughing? Is it getting better? How are you feeling? You know, regardless of all of it, please do let us know. Blessings back to you. Here in spirit, my heart is in Ukraine this morning. Same. On the pretty much the thing I've been thinking about today. And I've been thinking about it, you know, hand in hand with this context of being gentle with myself as well. Because I can get very distressed with stuff like that. For some reason, I feel responsible sometimes, all of the times. You know, like accepting full responsibility for your entire life and the experience of life comes with the risk of accepting responsibility for stuff like that as well. And I know it's not healthy. So I've been reminding myself to be gentle as much as I can. Feel the same way. Was very angry last night, just confused at what the hell is the point in that. Hoping and wishing for conflict resolution and less pain. Thank you so much for sending those intentions into the world, Isaac. Yoga sometimes makes my headaches go away. I feel that way as well, Aiden. It's been such an amazing practice. You know, like it's funny to me because around last year this time, we were talking about yoga, talking about me needing to do yoga, talking about how I probably will do yoga, but for some reason I don't want to do yoga. Making these excuses. And now instead of thinking of it as an excuse, I'm just thinking of it in this context of I was being gentle with myself until I would have a teacher, and the universe provided a teacher for me to open this world up to me, and I could not have, literally could not have asked for a better teacher. Brother Ryan, thank you so much. What a weird world, huh? Goodness. Versions of us fearing for our lives, versions of us being in a complete state of gentle peace and safety, versions of us thirsty, starving, versions of us drowning in wealth and overweight. It's all us. It's all us. Maybe that's why I take responsibility. It's just in an attempt to recognize that part of myself instead of shying away from them. Lighting some warming flower indeed, to Ukraine. Kinship, kinship to Ukraine and Russia. They literally, they almost speak the same language. There's so much kinship there, and it's not people. That's the thing as well. It's government and those employed by the government. Government having a monopoly on violence. People don't do that. Warming flower. Ooh, much love to you, Saint Pariah. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Sending love, thoughts, and vibes to Ukraine. Thank you so much, Katie. Blushing in the sky. What a pleasure it is to have you here. Thank you for joining us, for sharing this space with us again. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? Hey, of course. Dan the man joins us. Oh my goodness. I'm randomly getting service in the subway and on day 420, no less. What are the odds? Dan the man. What are the odds, dude? And it's so surreal to me. And I shared a little bit of that feeling, at the start of the stream. But this is like in some way a momentous day, us having started this journey with marijuana in a way where it was used as a conversational aid, and as almost having moved into a space where that that energy can be channeled without it, coming back to it in recognition of it on day 420, and it being something that's never going to be again. I was hoping that you friends would be here for it, especially friends like you who also partake of the 420 frequency, and here you are, Dan. Here you are, Brother Bay. It's so nice to have you here, man. So much love to you. I hope your subway ride is gonna go well. I hope you get to work safe, and I hope that you have an amazing day, my friend. Respect. I called into another stream earlier. Should have heard me talk like y'all. Should have heard me talk like y'all. That's so beautiful. Thank you, blushing in the sky. Hey, Jovan. So nice to have you here. I think I missed your message, Ezio. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Mommy's pretty boy. You wanted to say hello. Just know that I've been watching you, but sometimes I can't find the heart to say anything. Anyways, stay safe, Mouth. Thank you, my friend. Know that you don't need to say anything if you don't want to say anything. There's no expectation for you to say anything. If I expect anything of you, it's just for you to be happy, friend. You know, that's what we try to do here, of course. Share that love. Make make more. Melt more. Instead of taking from, we're trying to give into, infinitely from our core that is infinite into this universe that is infinite. Looping back and forth, back and forth. Thank you for joining us, friend. Thank you for being a part of this infinite loop. And again, even if you don't say a single word, you being on the other side of this experience means that this experience is being experienced. It's more full because of you. Words or no words, your loved friend. Thank you so much. What does 420 mean to you, Mel? 420, I mean, like on a real level, to me means smoking weed. Mariah. It's weirdly enough, this whole journey started with me on the first day that I did these streams, making a commitment to only smoke at 420 in the day instead of smoking throughout the day. And it came hand in hand with an extreme commitment. Having been someone who has been practicing commitment but also practicing non commitment at the same time, where I would get very enthralled in something, fitness or dieting or a certain software or programming or art or na 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 na. The list would go on forever. And then getting super passionate about it and then flaking away from it as I feel I get too good at it. Or like that's kind of like where my mind goes sometimes, where I'm like, oh, I can do this, and then I stop for months, and then I forget how to do it, and then I start doing it, and I know how to do this, and then I stop. Anyway, so I was losing my topic just now. Oh yeah, so upon making this commitment to stream every single day for an entire year, I had to come to a realization that I would have to have genuine discipline. I would have to have genuine commitment, genuine consistency, genuine reliability on my own character. And I felt that if I could cut out weed completely from my day, it would help me be a little bit more consistent, be a little bit more present, show up, not shy away from the things I should be doing. And throughout the year, as I started falling in love with this space, instead of feeling like this space was something I was just giving, it is something we're giving, but I realized that it's not something I'm at a loss if I'm giving it. And I realized it as I was in this journey throughout this year. And then I would allow myself to smoke weed a little bit earlier in the day throughout that year. And then this year I've kind of come back, full circle to that feeling where I wanted to cut out smoking weed throughout the majority of my day because it felt like something I was relying on. Just, a little rant of what the number 420 means, Mariah. And the thing is, we can do that to everything. We just have to attach that meaning. We're the ones that create meaning from something as arbitrary as a number. You are an infinite creator, friend. Love you so much. I miss y'all so much. Love you, Melt fam. We love you, Dad. So much, Brother Bay. Like you are, as you know, always, welcome and loved in this space, my friend. It's so nice having you here. I'm likely to be gone when you see this, Estian. So much love, homie. And to all the Melt family, so much love to you, Dan. I look forward to seeing you again soon, friend. Have you ever felt like smoking weed makes you a bad or lesser being? It makes me it makes it easier for me to not be myself, but it also makes it easier for me to be myself. And I have found that the way I help myself be myself when I'm smoking weed is by setting intentions with it. So today's intention was kinship. So instead of trying to just get high, I'm trying to get kinship. And that allows me to be more myself than less than myself. But I feel if I get into a usage pattern where it becomes habitual and I do it just to kind of get through the day, then I usually don't set intentions. And alongside with that, I'm more likely to vegetate. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I feel it might very much be necessary in the way I'm living my life right now with a daily practice. So I don't think the weed in itself is the thing that deserves the label. I think it's maybe just human behavior. And weed can help you express more of that human behavior, whatever it might be. What do you feel about it, Mariah? And hello. Thank you for joining us and for asking such beautiful questions, my friend. I cannot thank you enough for co creating with me. Mm. Dang, that's awesome. I was on the back road going through trees and cuts out. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope, like, probably not, but I hope that it gets through mostly on beam. Sending you so much love. Let's send positive energy, of course, of courage, compassion, patience, wisdom, and love to all the leaders that have made the tough decisions today. Ooh. I'm seeing what can be described as what looks like a comet. And it had an oval type of shape in the middle. Then it had a transparent layer of flames kind of around it, like this, furling out like that. And then it had a circle in the middle of that was almost like light blue and teal light blue, like solid teal light blue. So it wasn't transparent, but the rest of it was. And it was just flying. Yeah, I'm sending all of those things. Again, sending energies of courage, compassion, patience, wisdom, and love to all the leaders that have to make tough decisions today. Thank you so, so much, Ryan. I love it and I hate it. It's my definition as below, as above, so below. It's universal. Puppy is stealing my joint. Puppy is stealing my joint. You silly thing. You silly thing. Oh, you're stealing my joint. Got a little bit crooked, but that's okay. And I don't know if you can see the spat on it. You freaking silly. I don't want your puppy spat. And she's like, what do you mean, dude? What do you mean? I chew on your face all the time. Chew on your hands. Chew on your toes. Chew on your ears. Is that a comfy seat for you? I feel like you can't hear it as well today. I'm sorry. Maybe it's. I think I'm sitting a little bit more uphill. You are too freaking sweet. You know that? You know that? Yeah, you do. Of course you do. Of course you know you're too freaking sweet. Thank you for joining us, brother Brandon, Uncle Becky himself. So nice to have you here, man. How are you doing? Are you on your way to work? How are you feeling? I was asking on B about you a little bit earlier, sending you love, brother Bay. Take that and appreciate it, man. I'm trying to. Coming from someone who doesn't have parents, role models, I am mad jealous. Don't be jealous, tough topic. Celebrate with me, my friend. Celebrate with me. I'm so sorry that you didn't have good parents. If anything, I celebrate the fact that you might be one. Having had the reference of what a bad parent could be, was, you have enough perspective to be a good one. And I thank the universe for that. Thank the universe for you still being here with us. So much love to you, tough topic. That's wonderful to hear. Yeah, I'm doing great today. What beauty can be found, created. When beauty can't be Where beauty can't be found, created. I love that so much, Talia. Where beauty can't be found, created. Oh man, has to go into the book of things worth saying. I was thinking about bringing a pen, and I was like, nah, there's not gonna be a thing worth saying. Little did I know. Little did I know. Are you scratching fleas onto my seat? Silly. Make some space. All right, space. Oh, there we go. Where beauty can't be found, created. Yo! I like that so much. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, Talia. Do you believe in pot rot? Like, mildew that grows on your bud if it's too moist. I don't believe in it. I mean, believing I feel as an air of you haven't seen it. I've seen bud rot, a bunch, like a bunch. Unfortunately, the very first good weed I ever grew, I was so frantically trying to jar it perfectly that it, it turned into fluffy, very fluffy weed. No, it said that the pot will rot your brain. Oh, I mean, everything rots your brain. Living rots your brain. Like it should, time rots your brain. Better not do time, friends. That shit kills you. 100% of the time, it kills you. Everything born in time will die in time. Don't do time, friends. No. I mean, I know that weed can affect our short term memory. Absolutely. I will not, fight against that. But if you stop for like 2 weeks at a time, all of that short term memory effects get mostly diminished, up to like a 95% reduction in those effects. So, in that context, I feel habitual use has more danger than actual use. Anna Ahona. Hey, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here on the YouTubes. How are you doing? Do you like cheese? I do like cheese, but I'm not eating cheese anymore. I haven't eaten cheese in. I mean, I ate some feta today, and technically that's cheese, right? But I haven't eaten mozzarella or cheddar in weeks. Like maybe 4 weeks now. Upon learning that dairy is not that great for my body. Even though we've produced lactose or lactose digesting enzymes, it doesn't necessarily mean our body wants to digest it. That's beautiful, Mel. You're beautiful, Talia. I'm just mirroring my friend. Thank you for being beautiful here with me, Auntie. Yeah, maybe a bit personal, but always wanted to ask: do you use cannabis? Yeah, so that's a little bit personal of a question, friend. I would rather not answer personal questions like that on a open forum like the internet. You know, okay, he does. So much love to you. Tough topic. Right on. It's day 420. Of course, we're using cannabis. Unfortunately, it's been a while since I've tuned into a Haywire Hill or on the Discord. But how goes Haywire Hill? It's beautiful as always. Uncle Becky is taking a new approach with reutilizing, re almost like looking from a new perspective at what has been. And being able to do that from this perspective of reminding ourselves that we're still saying and believing the same things at our deepest core. And that makes me very happy as well. It's been a beautiful process, Aiden. We would love to have you on a Reddit Talks, dude, sometime. Your presence brings so much joy. It really does. I do yoga myself. The position I know, but I really want to go to the Ashtanga yoga place in the city near where I live. I'll encourage you to do that. Maybe like let us know how that goes. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but it sounds fascinating, dude. It sounds like an adventure. I literally said this earlier. Go and find the humanity. If you can't find it, be it. Blushing in the sky, synchronicity, dude. When this line of the infinity goes that way, infinitely, and this line goes infinitely that way, and then they cross with one another. Your line was the be the humanity, her line was the be the beauty. And you just happen to have crossed here, melting into one. Thank you for joining us, Blushing. It's so nice to have you here. What a freaking beautiful synchronicity. Very good one, too. Thanks. Thank you for the wholesome hominy. Yeah, hominy, maybe. Love so much. Thank you for the all seeing of vote. Dear guys, it's nice to have you here again, friend. How are you doing? We have great DM as well. My real relationship with this is I treat it like an old friend. Marijuana? You treat marijuana like an old friend? Hmm. I like that. I was thinking, I'm still thinking that I might actually go on a little bit of a tea break starting from tomorrow, and I'm thinking of doing that from this context of maybe only smoking once a week and then doing it on a Saturday or something. And then if that is gonna happen, I'm gonna get probably extremely blazed, and I'm going to absolutely melt. Let's just say it that way. But I find if I go very long periods without smoking and I smoke with friends or loved ones, there's such a beautiful exchange, in a way where it's like an old friend that you're reconnecting with. So I feel that completely great. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks for being real. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Like you could just be like, oh, this dude is putting on an act as well. If you feel like I am putting on an act or you're putting on an act, and that would just be you mirrored back to yourself. But the fact that you feel I am real just means that you are, friend. Know that you're loved. And I'm sorry for deflecting your compliments, but I just want to share love back with you. The love that I feel from you, you deserve as well. I'm doing that to your stream. Thank you. Relevant cheesecake. I feel like I'm missing a little bit. Melt, I feel those words about your thoughts on 420. Thank you so much for feeling into this with me. Genuinely, friends. Being gentle. Being gentle. I feel like I'm really understanding what that means. Finally. Even in the way I walk now. I feel myself like pushing, gaining momentum, and I'm then like that's not gentle. And then I slow down. And I'm like, then I breathe. I literally start breathing to like almost control myself, if you will. Like the monkey in me wants to run, wants to gate, wants to take the path of least resistance. And then I just, reference the breathing exercises that I've been learning, moving and being gentle. It's been so beautiful. It's been so wonderful. And it's so nice to have you friends here with me. I can't imagine how much more we're going to learn and change. Oh goodness. Oh no. And I'm like I can't imagine how much we're gonna change if nothing changes. So just think about that. If nothing, like if literally nothing, if we all stay completely stagnant, we never move out of the space we're in right now. We never, go anywhere else. We never get, a difference in a financial situation. Nothing changes. There will be an infinite amount to learn, an infinite amount of experience, an infinite amount of change. It's gonna be, you know, influenced or implemented. So imagine if all of those other things compound, starting a family, having kids, just that, what an insane change that is going to be. Change in locations, change in mobility, change in perspectives, change in technology, change in connectivity, change in accessibility, a change in our capacity to communicate, change in our bandwidth. There is, oh goodness, oh stop it, dude, please, I'm melting. I'm melting. Oh good. Do you feel like uh how do you feel about humanity having to go through the hard stuff to feel the good stuff? I feel it's built in duality. And ironically, if you can learn how to be with the bad stuff in a gentle way as well, it's not that bad. Especially if you like reference some Stoic philosophy as negative visualization. Oh, I'm going through something right now. What if I was going through this thing without arms and without legs? And you know what? How about not being able to see as well and not having the ability to hear? And food tastes like nothing. How about all of that on top of this bad situation I'm going through? And then I'm like, man, I'm really grateful for all of the things that I have with this bad situation still. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it could be worse. And even the bad situations in that way can be used as an opportunity to reference the love that is still true. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it, Mariah? And why wouldn't we evolve from that? I mean, in that context, the pain that you went through bearing your beautiful boys, Mariah, like that is definitely an arguably bad thing to happen. Like none of us wants to be in pain, but those boys are in this world right now. You have given your body as a portal for life into this world, and alongside with that, there is some prices to be paid in difficulties and discomforts and pains. But as a result of it, love and life is true. I feel that's just how life is structured in this physical plane of existence, at least. Energy cannot be destroyed or created. They can only be in exchange. But that exchange is infinite. Because there is infinity in this realm as well. Even though there comes limitations. Some limitations. Temporary limitations maybe as well. Ooh, I'm definitely more present over this tolerance break. I realize that I think I need to smoke less in the future. Too much smoking without intention for me. I want to give Mother Marijuana the respect she deserves. I couldn't agree more and feel more into that truth. Thank you so much for sharing it with me as well, Aiden. It's something that you have to realize and feel into for yourself as well. And it becomes so obvious almost to you, right? Feels like oh, of course, oh. Yeah, yeah, I like that. My heart breaks for Ukraine right now. Toast, I cannot tell you how I feel. Like sheer duality, like getting ripped apart by it. But I feel it's all the much more important for us to be joyous and be loving in this space because of what's happening there. Man, man, can't you turn me into Superman, please? Like for a day. Like, can I do it in a day? Goodness. I mean, if I'm Superman, maybe. Especially if I'm like a Invincible's Superman. You know, what's his name? Ultraman? No. Was it Ultraman? Homelander. Is it Homelander? No, that was that was the boys. Oh, come on. Come on. It's there somewhere in my brain. Never mind. But that dude is dangerous. Like an alien species comes and messes with their planet, and then he goes to their planet and he kills the entire civilization. He just kills the entire planet. It's just like so freaking savage. Like, did you realize, how powerful Superman actually is and what he is capable of if he was malicious? I mean, like, there's been so many anti-hero shows coming out as of late, and I feel it's in such a beautiful contrast to the superhero era that we grew up in as kids. We want to be superheroes. We're almost programmed to be superheroes. Think about the movies our kids are watching now. Man, the new DreamWorks movies, Disney is also doing some amazing stuff. Conscious evolution, friends. Quite literal conscious evolution. Being able to tell stories in a way that was never before possible. What we're doing right now, this is storytelling, and this is a means for us to experience something. But if we have an entire visual world connected to our stories, it becomes so much more significant because there's so much more information being delivered. And we're going there. We are going there. It's going to happen. And our kids are, we were, prepared for it. Like we have more information in our brains and access to than humanity has ever had in its existence. Think about that. You, right now, as a human being, are more powerful than 99.99% of the previous humans that lived on this planet. You have more access to information. You have more ability to create. Like, think about Leonardo da Vinci with a cell phone. Just think about it for a second. Right? Your brain kind of melts in its tracks as it tries to. It's it's crazy where we are and where we're going. And we're actively preparing ourselves for it. And we're lashing out in different ways. Some parts of us lash out in aggression, some parts of us lash out in indulgence, some part of us lash out in love. And if we can realize we're going to lash out in some way, we can try and channel, direct that energy in one way or another. It is bad created because of the good, or is it good created because OG the bad? Duality hasn't always existed, and I understand having too much of one thing, but at one point, is it all redundancy? So the way that you can, that I think about it at least, Mariah, is that there is void, and then void is almost like the feminine to masculine interjection where it creates the environment for the masculine to be in. And in that way, it is still an infinity, but it is one encapsulating another. And it kind of like goes into infinity in that way as well, where it's like this back and forth encapsulation of one another as well. It is so weird. It is so weird, but I believe it's just infinity. It's like this, instead of nothing, something, and then within nothing, something, and then there is something within nothing. Yeah, like the Russian doll concept. And you can see there's so many different experiences that can feel like that. And if you want to have a psychedelic experience like that right now, go to a mirror and look into your own eyes. Then you'll notice there is a you looking into your own eyes in your own eyes. And in that you's eyes, there is a you looking into your own eyes in your. You know what I'm saying? It is everywhere. It is everywhere, but we're just not always aware of it. In the same way that we're not aware of that infinite loop as we are if we're really paying attention to the reflection in our own eyeballs. It's 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 here right now, all the way up and down, smack dab in the middle of it. The eye that peers into it. So surreal, so freaking surreal. And the only thing we can do, Mariah, to try and answer the question is find the beauty in it. You know, genuinely try and find the beauty in it, because there is arguably bad parts of it as well. Absolutely. You know, children dying of cancer is one of them that really wrenches my guts. Oh goodness, like I've lost my train of thought. But there is so much beauty still. There is so much beauty still, and all we can do is try and notice that, celebrate that part of it, because there's, I think, enough celebration of the other side. I was thinking the same as well. I feel the same, Aiden, but it also helps me to be more internally present too. I don't think we're recommending complete abstinence, just more intentioned use. I feel that is the general consensus that we're coming into as well. Just to direct our use and the reasons why we're doing it. And I see that you're doing that already as well, Jovan, and that's why you're, saying something. It helps you be more present of your internal self. And as I said to you friends, multiple times, if you need to do something right now, be it enjoy a certain entertainment, smoke weed, drink alcohol even, if it helps you get through the day, if it helps you stay here with us, please continue doing it until you feel comfortable enough, until you feel healthy enough, until you feel safe enough to go without it. Please stay here with us. Whatever it takes, we're here with you and we want you to be here. Herbius Fleur, friend. Hi, I'm a hunky boy. It's nice to meet you, hunky boy. Thank you for joining us, friend. Where did the name come from? I'm so curious. I'm saving my 420 moment today for a little chat with the Melty fam tonight. Kinship will most certainly be on my mind. Ninja Peach, that makes me so happy just to hear. Sending you so much love for you in that space. Hi, Anki boy. Thank you for saying hi, Jovan. Realize that I can grasp ideas and explanations that would normally be confusing when reading spiritual stuff and feel like maybe I should only use it for that, not to just get high sitting on the couch watching The Office IASIP law. I hear what you're saying, Atomic Grimoire, but have balance, friend. I think there is so much value in pouring yourself into spiritual work and really referencing it and feeling into it. But if that's the only thing you're doing, they can grow resentment inside of you for that. And it can cause you to sheer away from it in a way where you don't want to go back to it. So if watching The Office, while you're high brings you joy and you can have a genuine smile and a sense of, calm within you doing that, and you don't overdo it, like 6 hours of your day or whatever, you keep it into a contained and a regulated manner where you reward yourself of that, then it can be something that serves your life as well. Can we vote Pippi into office? Probably not, Isaac. Pippi for the world president would be so freaking sick. Suddenly we all get along. Like someone is messing with you, hold on to their arm and bite their fingers a little bit. It's easy peasy, conflict resolved. Also, very excited for tonight for our little Melty Fam hangout session. Want to make sure everyone feels 9 p.m. EST, sharing Zoom meets links in the Discord. I'm not sure when that is in my time, but it's probably going to be like early morning hours. I'll be there with you in spirit, my friends, probably. Just a little random thing. Sometimes when I feel just something is missing from my state of mind, I try to focus on that energy. I take a sip of something and I imagine that energy to spread all throughout my body. Are you reading my mind right now? Stop it. Stop doing that. Stop. I do the same thing, and I do it with this intention of Ermias Plur. That's the energy I'm putting into myself. God uplifts, peace, love, unity, and respect throughout my entire being. Thank you so much, Talia, for verbalizing that. I feel flattered, Mel. You better. You better feel flattered. You should be all blushy and stuff, melting into a puddle right now. Water Tastes says hi. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's nice to have you. Proud of you for that realization. I fall prey to this sometimes, not thinking about why I'm smoking. Happy for you, friend. Thank you so much for sharing that love as well. I appreciate it, Isaac. Is weed legal in SA? Fully legal. We can even grow for ourselves, friend. We just are not allowed to sell or buy. I fell prey to just two hits in honor of 420. No prey, friend. It's a celebration. I wish I could smoke with you, but it's so good. You are so loved, my friend. You know, you can live vicariously through us. Dihydrogen monoxide, H2O kills. Like, statistically, every single being that drinks water has died. So, what are we going to do, friends? Planet Earth, sure, has a very, very, very high mortality rate. Every single being that lives on Earth dies on Earth. Goodness. Big yikes. We haven't gotten out there just yet. Just yet, that joke is only gonna last a few more years, friends. We have to milk it. Nothing wrong with that, my friend. Have an extra for me. I made Corey go smoke a bit for me as well. Thank you so much for sharing that love with us, Ninja Peach. My short-term memory has always been bad, so honestly, the weed doesn't really change that. I mean, mine as well, Aiden. With the ADHD and everything, but it definitely exacerbates. Yes, nothing wrong with my mind. Have an extra from me. Oh, thank you again. Those burbs, I'm happy you're enjoying them as much as I am, friend. That was the perfect reply to the cannabis use question. Thank you, Talia. Will do. Glad you're supporting him in that way. So much love to Banana. Relax, you beautiful parents. Yes, I got so much work. Literally a full-time job that you brought into this universe. Full-time. You cannot just be like, oh wait, I'm gonna put you down for like 33 hours and then I'll come back again and then I'll pick you up. No. Just like all the time on. I mean, and you can get it to sleep sometimes for 40 minutes at a time, and then it's on again. It's my sixth synchronicity this week. Isn't the universe amazing? Blushing in the sky. I couldn't agree more. It is absolutely intoxicatingly amazing. Just, I look around me and there's literal fractals exploding out of the earth. What the hell? Who did that? Who? Who decided it was gonna be like that? Fractals. Look at that. Look. Fractal explodes out of the ground. Instead of being a nuke, it just provides oxygen to all of us. Oxygen and, trippy vibes. Homes to little insects and burbs. Even to, what do you call that? A friend taught me. Uh, Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's called lichen. Yeah, lichen. Lichen lives on the trees as well. Man, the universe is so amazing. I couldn't agree more. Blushing in the sky. If you just take a second to notice and admit that to yourself, you're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually, actually, it's crazy. If I stop smoking for 2 weeks, I'm tripping the next time. Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, genuinely, Talia. I swear. Looks like you are in a wonderful place, both spiritually and physically. Be well, my friend from Chicago. Thank you, Front Yard Dog Dad. It's so nice to have you here, friend. Sending you so much love as well to Chicago. I hope you're feeling the same way. The quickest way to get where you're going is slowly. A quote by I can't remember who, by Aunt B in my mind right now. Whew, the quickest way to get to where you're going is slowly. I feel I genuinely want to do that as well. You know, I don't think I'm burning that many more calories by rushing myself. And if I'm worried about time, I can just plan better. And that can make me a little bit more gentle as well. So glad to have met you all. The other amazing beings that are here. You are all genuinely a help in so many ways when things feel so hectic. Ninja Nanner. Whew, just being here in this moment with your friend. Like if you feel if you are in okay, so this is a Monty Python quote. If you are enjoying this space own half as much as I enjoy opening this space, then I'm having twice as much fun as you. So we better be 1-to-1, friends. Cannot let me outdo you. I've been traumatized by loving deeply. I was asked recently on how I feel about doing it again, and all I could feel was, dear God, not again. I have nightmares every night about loving again, about loving someone in a romantic way, Mariah. Have you considered that maybe loving someone in a friendship without expecting a romantic relationship and then it turning into a romantic relationship might be the better way to do it? Are you scared of loving a friend as much as you are scared of being in a loving romantic relationship? I feel that might be a way to mediate the trauma in a little bit of a way. How do you feel? When I'm done with my 40-ish day tea break, I think I might pop like 100 milligram edible and see where it takes me. Suddenly, Aiden, just like in a fog, materializes in my space. Melt, melt, like in a wobble. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am tripping balls, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You're astral projecting a physical form into my visual field. Oh shit, am I doing that? I'm sorry. No, no. Don't apologize, Aiden. Be well, Fred. Have a good time. 100 milligrams edibles could take me to the couch or bed for a hefty nap. Have fun on your adventure, friend. So much love. Thank you for sharing that love, my friend. I'm trying to totally reset my tolerance to the total bottom because I don't think I ever have before. So I'm looking forward to the adventure. It's gonna be such a blessing. Genuinely, Aiden. You're gonna feel like it's a whole new you experiencing a whole new thing. Tell that to Ukraine. I've been trying to send as much love as I can, friend. Oh, nice. I stopped for like a year, and now I'm a total beginner. Couple of puffs, and I'm laughing and just completely wrecked. I feel that's almost nice. It makes me happy to hear that. Just in this mindset of sustainability and not over consuming, it affecting us in that way is beautiful to me. Darn you, tolerance. Why you gotta try and protect me, body? I feel the same way. You're a wonderful human. Just know that we do the same for us. You do the same for us. The ninja family is an inspiration and the definition of a successful, loving family. Genuinely, Isaac. I couldn't agree more on that. Aunt B and Uncle Becky is the same to me as well. I'm thinking about Kira Burb, thinking about Toast. Like, there's so many beautiful examples of these genuinely loving married couples that just give me hope for what the future holds. You're such a beautiful inspiration, friends. Know that you're affecting me in the same way that I could potentially affect you. I'm scared of loving my children too much. I'm petrified of the love myself. I know if I love them below the will be equally as powerful. I feel like static and balance. Like, what is it you're scared of is gonna happen? Do you think that there is a potential negative outcome for loving your kids too much? Like, if love too much, then something. What is that something that scares you? Because I have a hard time rendering it in my mind. All the good love. Catch you next time, LT. Blushing in the sky. I look forward to it, friend. Thank you so much for live streaming daily. Love your presence and wisdom. Nacho, love you, friend. Thank you for sharing the space with us. This is why we stream daily, so that for the first time ever, I can see your username and you can recognize that I've been doing this for a while. I don't know how long you've been here. I can only imagine, but you're creating so much love in me as well, friend. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the space. You're too kind. We definitely have our real moments, but honestly, love gets us through it all. Just squashing all the hardships of extra love. Thank you so much, Ninja Peach, for saying that as well. Omni Man, Omni Man. That's what the name is. Thank you, Toast. Like, all of those heroes have like one archetype in my mind, and then there was like a bunch of names. were like listed on top of it, and I was like looking at that thing, and I was like, yeah, yeah, that one, this one, and I'm seeing right now, Homelander. I mean, Ultraman. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Toast. Real moments are what it's about. Just showing up like we to do and having the capacity for good while carrying all those extra burdens just shows the depth of your goodness. It could have put a bit of myself, Isaac. Thank you so much for sharing such insight and love, my friend. How's the bud? I am getting slapped. I'm sorry if that was loud. Yes, Omni-Man is so scary, dude. That is terrifying. I mean, the Homelander scene where he imagined lasering people was horrific as well. But oh goodness, like Omni Man, I mean, he wasn't a monster in his world. He was just doing his job as well as an alien that works for a galaxy dominating civilization. That's just what he does. He's just like, yeah, we enslave entire civilizations or we murder the entire planet. Either or. I can go for both. I can go for one and then for the other. Like absolute insanity in like just what a dangerous power looks like. Goodness. Oh goodness. It's a very cool show though. Mm. Ermias Blur. Regardless of what Superman does, Batman will always have a way to stop whenever whenever comes up. Thank you. Thank you, Ninja Nanner. Like, don't worry, Melt. You don't have to be Superman. You just have to be a billionaire. Thank you. Thank you, Ninja Nanner. I mean, I feel billionaire is more achievable than superheroes, so technically you are encouraging me. Very nice compliment you gave, genuinely. Thank you so much for realizing and noticing it as well, my friend. I'm all right, hanging in there. How are you? You can tell us about a toast. We're here with you, my friend. This is the only way to make it together. Life stress is hard to manage perfectly, and sometimes even our closest loved ones are annoying. I can be that annoying close loved one. I accept that. I'm willing to admit it as well. Yes, I know. I know I can be annoying sometimes. But I mean well. I mean so well. I genuinely try. I'm getting better. I am trying to get better. Please tell me if I'm doing something that's especially annoying. Because maybe I don't notice. Maybe I'm not aware enough, and you can be more aware than I am. So please do share with me if you see something. I feel like the Disney movie Soul is one of the most beautiful movies that touched me deeply. And I'm not a huge Disney fan, but dang, I want all kids to watch it. It's beautiful. Soul, Coco, Inside Out. Which other ones? I haven't seen Luca yet. I haven't seen Encanto yet. I want to. I'm looking forward to it, when it comes. But these movies are opening our kids up to a whole different way of seeing themselves and seeing the rest of the world. You know, Noticing soul within themselves, noticing, a want to be here, to have purpose, to have spark, to try and bring light. And that spark, no matter what it is, it's a spark. It's the intention to share light. So if you share light by making coffee for people, or if you share light by building freaking rockets and launching human consciousness out into the stars, you are sharing light. All of it is valuable. All of it is valuable, and we all deserve to live good lives, bringing light into this world. I feel like that is absolutely again, Isaac. In this time of chaos and conflict, it's important to remember that love can come from any and all things. We have attachments to the peace we want, but the clouds in the universe, there is no wrong way for things to be. Everything is perfect. Thank you for that reminder, Babe. Everything is perfect. Isn't that the truth? Oh, it is. Try the rest. Meaning to watch that one. You haven't watched Soul? Ninja Peach. Goodness. Maybe you wait until little Marley is big enough to watch it with you. Maybe that would be a double mind trip, and you can watch it together. I mean, that's just where my mind. That's just where my mind goes. I'm telling you, don't let me affect you, please. I'm telling you, it gave me so much insight and comfort at the time. I think it's the most beautiful representation of death, and it's up in my top 10 movies forever now. I look forward to being able to show these things to my kids as well one day. Being able to have a conversation with them about it afterwards. Being able to admit to them that I don't have all of the answers. That's something that my parents were never willing to do with me. Maybe they were scared. Man, oh goodness. Having kids, that like every single time my mind tries to render just the thinking of it, it becomes so overwhelming. Okay. Set out of love, of course. Oh, of course. Are you Will Ferrell? Yep. Will Ferrell 101, dude. The original Will Ferrell. Why are you crying? Because I'm feeling into words that I need to hear myself, and words that I've needed to hear in parts of my life where people weren't willing to say it to me. And that makes me feel things, friend. I feel that overwhelming need to let it out. Weird how I wanted to cry as you just started to have that moment. I felt it, my friend. I genuinely felt it. Thank you so much for sharing the love. Steve the Pirate is here as well. Nice to see you, mate. Never know why so many people downvote you, lol. My friend, I do not look at it at all. Like I have chat open on my window, like on my top of the list. It hasn't been updated since the start of using this app. It locks it on like 8 watching, the number that is watching when I open chat. So 8 watching this whole stream, 8 watching, and that is what I'm referencing. You friends sharing love with me and trying to share love back. The downvotes don't mean anything. It's like genuinely like someone throwing rocks into the ocean to try and break the ocean. Like yeah, get wrecked ocean, and then it's like plop. I'm like, okay, you feel better? You feel better now? Thank you for sharing love though, my friend. I appreciate you, Steve. Oh boy, do I need those tears this morning. How beautiful for you to share them with us. And nothing more gentle and leaning into your divine masculine superpowers. There's something in the air today. It feels chaotic, but I'm just going with the flow. That's the only thing we can do. Things aren't as we might want it to be right now, but all we can do is go with it. Be with it, be with ourselves gently, genuinely gently. Whew. Take a breath. Take another one. Oh, nice. That third one is really good. Gotta go, guys. Have a good day, everyone. So much love to you, Mariah. We're here with you, my friend. Thank you for being willing to open up and be vulnerable here with us today. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel love. I love you. I love you to bits. I love you and your boys to bits. And I can only see them growing up, in a beautiful environment with a beautifully loving mom. You are good enough. You're good enough, my friend. I love you so much, boys. Because we stuck in the old ways, and when we see someone who challenges that, it's the only thing that they feel they can do to show him. Oh no! They sure showed me with that little splash in the infinite ocean. And that's the joke as well. They're pebbles. They're pebbles that we're dropping into our own infinite ocean. Just like ah, I disagree. Oh, love? No. And then in your own field of awareness, these ripples, continue into the rest of your existence. Sometimes unknowingly, sometimes very knowingly. It's what we create for ourselves. Like all I want for those people is love as well. And if they need to express their way of seeing things in that way, then I'm happy that they can. Do you ever vape DMT? I mean, fractal face. I had a DMT trip on two 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 two. at 222222, pretty much like on the dot. I lit up and inhaled it, but it was changa, and it gave me an understanding that I don't really want to be doing that, at least not anytime soon again. Not within the next decade, I don't think. So, no, I haven't vaped it just yet. It's like 3 a.m. for you, Melt. I think, but we'll take a toke for you. Please do. Please, please do. Like, thank you. Know that I have no obligation or obligation. I don't even know the word. Opposition, is that the word? I guess, to it at all. I just want you friends to know that I would have wanted to be there, and I'm sharing so much love with you. Another love bomb for you. Thank you so much. And the Leo is just like, what, someone feels unloved? Like everyone in here, you're all wonderful, infinitely wonderful. Let that sink in. Infinite love to you. Thank you so much for sending the full spectrum. Talia, sounds about right. Hey Steve, top of the morning. Turmoil brings out the worst and the best in humanity. It gives you an opportunity to bring out the best. It's easiest to let out the worst, because the one is letting it out as a pressure, and the other is creating it as a service. I feel. I encourage anyone who doesn't like my stream, cast your vote anyway. Please do. Please, please do. Have you heard the story of the Chinese farmer? It's a story about Alan Watt tells and what leans on in times of conflict. The one where the Chinese farmer, loses his horse, and then people are like, "Oh, that's very sad." And then the horse shows up the next day, or they're like, people are like, "Oh, that's very sad," and he's like, "Oh, that's the way it is sometimes." And the next day the horse shows up with a whole other troop or flock. No. So it suddenly starts melting. Oh, a rabbit just hopped across. um uh, I don't know. I don't know what you call a group of horses. I feel at a miss. Anyway, brings a whole troop of horses, the next day, and people are like, "Oh, you're so lucky. What good fortune." And he's like, "Oh, that's the way life is sometimes." And the next day, though, that troop of horses tramples, his son, breaks his legs. And people are like, "Oh, that's so unfortunate." And he's like, "Oh, life is like that sometimes." And the next day, the army rolls through and recruits a bunch of young men for the war. And his son's legs are broken, so they can't recruit him. And people are like, "Oh, what good fortune!" And na 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 na. Ebbs and flows. I think that's the story you're talking about, Aiden. Thank you for sharing it as well, friend. Think it sucks. Let me know. I was telling my daughter and mom this last night. So much of your emotion is resonating, Mel. Thank you for releasing that and allowing me to feel it as well. Thank you, Brother Bay, for being so, open and vulnerable here with me. Like if you weren't here, I would just be sitting alone in the middle of a field, speaking into the universe. But because you're here, there is this response being elicited, an infinite experience. You do not have room for more experience in this experience. You can technically add more screens, add more information, but that doesn't work that way. Not really. You're experiencing the infinity right now, and it's because you're here. Can't say that I have. I have to look it up. It's a good one, and I tried to share it, but I did rush it a little bit. Ninja Nanner. It's my favorite story to tell. I think I put it in the Discord. I'll bring it up again. Please do. Hey, Katie is here with us. Hey, Melton, everyone. Hope everyone is keeping well. Sorry I missed the yoga today. Distracted here for the tasks. No sorries necessary, Katie. Like there, that space is open to you now. In the same way, freaking flea. You're giving me fleas, you silly thing. Like in the same way that this space is open and there's no expectation for you to be here, that space is open for you as well now. You can show up and be there with us, but there's no expectation and there's no resentment of you not showing up. There's only love for you. And that space is open because there's love for you, my friend. Thank you for being here with us now. I watched an awesome documentary about the development of fractals the other day. Clouds are not spheres on Netflix. Ooh. It's on Netflix. Clouds are not spheres. Thank you for sharing that with me, Talia. Clouds are not spheres. Clouds are not spheres. I need to remember that because I genuinely want to watch that. Thank you for the silver, much love, Kate. Thank you. Hard times are not for nothing. I try to remember that, absolutely. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. There we go. My father would be standing on top of the hill looking over the land, like in the Lion King scene, pointing out, "You see all of that land over there, boy? you, you see all that?" Channeling my inner Uncle Becky. "You see all that land over there, boy? Yes, sir. It kills everything that comes on it." Oh, goodness. Everything? I'm just like imagining the entire like land like plastered in mines. I'm sorry, Uncle Beck. I don't know if you meant for my mind to go there. That brings me comfort, strange enough. Oh, maybe just that the world kills us all eventually. I guess in that way I resonate. Proud of you for guarding your focus. Thank you so much for sharing that love, my friend. I bet we both enjoy Alan Watts. I do, my friend. I do enjoy Alan Watts. Thoughts on Ukraine and Russia? I feel it's an absolute atrocity, my friend. Yes, more sustainable peace. Hey, Colonel is joining us as well. Hey, do we need farmhands where you are? Colonel, yeah. If you want to come and be a farmhand, I don't know if I'll be able to pay you because I'm not earning a salary or a livable salary right now yet. But we have a room for you and we can make use of you. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Colonel, come. Come, Colonel. It's tragic. And we're all sending hope and love. Thank you so much, Aunt B. Love will win despite the selfishness of hate. Absolutely. What country is that? Looks beautiful. It's South Africa, Fractal Face. Thank you for joining us. Like your username. Me too. Me too, Aunt B. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for the Timeless Beauty Award, friend. For the wholesomes, Cat's Love and Colonel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Aunt B. I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't actually been sharing about the Patreon as of late because I feel so abundant with your friends' love as of late. Like I don't deserve to ask for any more. That you've shared so much. But we do have a Patreon, friends. We do have a Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 a month if you want to. I would really appreciate it. If you want to see this space continue, if you want to add a little bit of firewood to this fire that we're burning, not necessarily burning, cultivating, not necessarily cultivating, feeding together, bringing our torches together, adding our light with one another's, and then sharing that light with the rest of the world as well. Thank you, Aunt B, for helping me, friend. I appreciate it so much. Like there is a link, the one that Aunt B posted, and it's on my profile as well. Melt, I'm scheduling a call with Ymark. Will you let me know a day that may be good for you next week? Like I'm open Monday to Wednesday, pretty much, and then yeah, Monday to Wednesday. So let me know any of those days, Uncle Becky. I can try and work around your schedule as well. Get up earlier or stay up later. Just $1 a month could truly make an impact. It will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, on B. Genuinely, 35 times 12. Do I want to do quick maths? My brain tried to for a second, but it was like this is taking too long, and then it gave up. So I'm sorry, Jedi, if you are like really struggling with that equation right now. I have become super dependent on a calculator. My teachers were telling me that, "Mama, do you think you're gonna carry a calculator with you for the rest of your life?" Turns out, yes. Turns out, yes, ma'am. I am, in fact, gonna have to carry a calculator with me for the rest of my life. And potentially have actual perfect calculus in my brain because of the calculus I'm carrying with me at the moment. So I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry. Also, an annoying loved one. Yeah, it can be, but we accept ourselves for who we are. Others will find it easier as well. They do. They genuinely do, Aunt B. And I've noticed that at least as well. And I'm trying to be as gentle as I can with my loved ones as well. Weed makes you a lazy. unproductive human being. My friend, a part of me wants to just like show you before and after pictures of me a year ago and how I was like 20 kilograms, well, not 20 kilograms, maybe like 12 kilograms overweight, and where I'm now with, defined abs again and stuff while smoking weed. I'll like smoke weed and then do like 20 pull ups. No, no. Weed doesn't make you anything. You are something, and you continue being something. And if you smoke weed, when you're already something, it will just maybe make you more of what you are. But you are the one in control of that. You are the one that chooses what you are. That's the story you keep telling yourself. Weed maybe makes it easier to tell yourself a story of self-love, and it definitely helps with that. And an excess of self-love when it comes to treating the part of ourselves that wants comfort can be detrimental. I would agree with that as well. But it's not weed that does that alone. Ram Dass was once taught to love everyone and tell the truth by his yogi. Those are the two instructions that he was given. And then he was sent away. Imagine that, Alexandria Jedi. If I gave you one sentence, that one sentence would be, love is true. Aksatria Jedi. Atarik Saya. Why can't I say your username, Mr. Jedi? Love is true. Go now. Go. Go and think about that. And then you come back tomorrow and I'm like, truth can only be with love. And I go, okay. Do that into infinitum. Also, long time no see. It's nice to have you here again, Kaleido. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. How are you doing? Talk about someone we haven't seen in a while. Lisa, joining us for 420. So nice to have you here, my friend. Tato, 420. Heck yeah, blaze it, mate. Thank you, Eat Red Meat, for joining us. Since you friends are being like, woo! I'm gonna join you for that. We're smoking this joint with the intention of kinship. There we go. Hope you're well. Thank you so much. I'm sore. Workout was a little heavy last night, but I broke 170 pounds this morning. So hard work is paying off. I'm happy to hear you're gaining weight, my friend. Are you eating enough red meat? But I'm just thank you for joining us, friend. I'm happy to hear you're gaining weight, friend. Is there a medical marijuana in South Africa? Do you do acid tabs? I managed to run away from a cop on it and was real swallowed from a reputable source. I mean, I have, yes, and I think medical marijuana was just approved in South Africa very recently, like a week ago or something. Slice of heaven, place it. Thank you so much for joining us, Eat Red Meat. Love you so much as well, Jovan. I have not. I used to have kids book that five Chinese brothers love the lesson and the story. I think it's maybe a different one. Hey, Paul is joining us. It's so nice to have you here, Paul. I haven't joined into your stream for a while, but it's so nice to have you here on mine. Sending you so much love. You in blue and the new puppy too. I'm forgetting the name, but it rhymed, so it's okay, right? Hey, it's freaking TJ. Thank you for joining us, dude. It's so nice to have you here, TJ. Like I was recently thinking about you wearing your scarf, and I was wondering, how you are and where you are and how life has been treating you. Thank you for joining us. Would you be willing to answer any of those questions, friend? So much love to you. Herd of horses. Thank you. A herd. Of course, ahoy. A herd of horses. I appreciate you, mum's the word. Toke up for the ones that celebrate 420 last year that didn't know they won't be around for 420 this year. Thank you for sharing that love, my friend. Much love. Long time, buddy. Go Becky. Not sure if I said this or not before. Maybe I'm late, but I watched the Netflix move Alpinism and the other night, and wow, bawled my eyes out, and it gave me an entire load of inspiration in humanity and just a story about the purest people. Alpinism. I haven't seen that either, man. Like I feel like Netflix is slacking for not recommending these things to me. Look, listen to me judging, blaming Netflix. It's like your algorithm, Melt. Don't blame Netflix. Blame yourself. Don't be mad at the game. Blame the player. Like, fine, fine. At least I have you friends to open my eyes to these things I'm missing. It was a great rendition of the story. And thank you for sharing it with me, friend. I get a worker's visa. We could set up as a security guard starting at $15. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me, friend? You want to give me a job for $15 an hour in Florida as a security guard? Like the thing is, dude. The thing is, and I feel like maybe I'm being stereotypical for thinking this, and this is gonna sound weird. Like I'm rationalizing as I'm thinking these words, trying to picture what I'm gonna say. If I'm gonna be a security guard in Florida, that might mean I would be expected to work. I would have to security guard someone, and I don't know if I want to do that. If I could be a security guard and just be a watchful eye, have like a space that I have to surveil, and I could sit there like a like a Zen monk and surveil my space. Maybe have a katana next to me. Be like the ultimate ultimate guard. I would do that for $15 an hour, and then just be able to do the stream as well on top of that. Easy peasy. But maybe maybe I would have to use my sword if I'm in Florida, dude. Dude. I'm just trying to live into this character. Love you so much, my friend, and thank you for teaching me quick maths, dude. 35 times 12 is 420. I should have seen that coming from a mile away. Thank you, friend. Sorry if I caught the tail. And good morning slash evening. Sending love and good vibes. Heather, you're here now, and that's what matters. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Looks like it might rain. Oh yes, I think it might actually. You're right, friend. Like at least from that side, there seems to be coming some thickish clouds. We're still melting. Here we are, Ninja Nanner, still melting, friend. Melt works in security, securing these good vibes and making sure the fire keeps burning, friend. It doesn't earn much physical currency yet, just love currency. In this position available, no workers visa needed, my guy. Oh, thank you so much. What a beautiful thing that is to say, Ninja Peach. Yeah, yeah. Like I think of it, and genuinely, thank you for giving me an opportunity to say this as well of myself as an ember keeper. I keep this little ember of love in my heart, and then I show up in this space, and I'm like, and then your friends come along, and you add wood to this fire, and we can burn so brightly and so lovingly to the point where our egos, our self-doubt, our belief that love isn't true just completely melts away, and we can be with one another in our truest and most aware form. And it's what I'm supposed to be doing. I know in my deepest core it's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I've done things that shakes your world, asking, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And the answer comes back so surreal, so resounding that I would rather be doing this than be asking if I shouldn't. And I've never in my life experienced a contrast in experience like that, where I don't have doubt anymore. I know that love is true. I know that what we're doing has value, not only to me, not only to you, but to our collective human consciousness, to the very way that we experience one another and the things we feel, is valuable to share with both ourselves and with the rest of the world, to be fascinated, to appreciate. Having so much perspective with you, friends, has been an absolute blessing. And thank you. Thank you so much, Ninja Peach, for sharing so much love with me. Hey, Jovan says, I wonder if you realize the impact of these little things that you share. I I try not to realize sometimes, Jovan. It's a part of me that tries to downregulate that understanding because it can be overwhelming as well. Could be so overwhelming. Like the amount of energy that we share in this space literally goes up exponentially for every single being that is in here. It becomes an infinity with me and one other person. If there's one other person, there is an infinite amount to be experienced in this space. And then if there's two other people, there is twice infinity, three times infinity. What does that even mean? I know. Mind just melts. And that is what we're doing here. We're sharing our infinities with one another. And if you want to share your infinity by, writing out an entire story that you want to share with us in the space, please. Or if you want to share your infinity by saying nothing at all, thank you. Both of those are perfectly perfect. Nothing needs to be changed. Thank you, Jovan, for taking a moment to say that to me as well. Like, do you realize how significant the moments that you share with me? You know, I wonder if you realize, Jovan, the impact of these little things that you share with me. Hearing your words is empowering. It's both ways. It really is both ways, and it's so beautiful to me. I want to say it again. This Monty Python quote that I read today, and I read it twice because I felt like I didn't understand it the first time, where it goes, "If you enjoy being in the space half as much as I enjoy opening this space, then I'm having twice as much fun as you." And I read it and was like, what? And the way that they said it, like, if you enjoy this show or watching this half as much as we enjoyed making it, then we had twice as much fun as you. And I was like, what? And that is, it's so funny to me because there is literally an infinite amount of love being shared, and I cannot explain to you how much love I feel from you, friends. How much love there is in the space that now showing up is a thank you. And then you show up with me, and then I feel so much love and so much compassion, and I want to say thank you. And then we show up again, and that fire burns brighter and brighter in all of us, and it cannot be stopped. I believe it will never be stopped now. It is something that will go into this universe infinitely, infinitely, because that is what we're showing up for. Love is true. Yeah. Weed is a spiritual crutch because it lets go of a lot of anxiety and lets people feel more in tune with their own being. I'm not for weed, but I don't disagree with people using it. Vanilla, Nilla, Lily. Thank you for joining us, my friend, for sharing your thoughts on it. I feel you can see it as a spiritual crutch, but if your legs are not working properly, then a crutch is very useful. And if you have a hard time loving yourself and you're so anxious in your mind that you can't sit down and breathe and be with yourself, and weed helps you do that, why would we ever be against that? That is something that our planet has literally evolved alongside with us to give us for a reason. There's a reason there's mushrooms, and there's a reason they produce psilocybin that can get converted into psilocin that is very close to the molecule serotonin that gets produced by our own brains. There's a reason for that. These things don't happen by accident. Our evolution and things survival in this world are very, very, very tailored. Otherwise, it isn't. It just doesn't survive. It just dies. So the fact that we're here, and the fact that we have these things, they're supposed to be. All we have to figure out is how to have respect with them. Because we're in a web of relationship, we have kinship with these things. These plants are living entities. These mushrooms are living entities. And we're co creating, them creating a symbiotic relationship with us in different planet. Bet your ass we're taking weed seeds. Bet your ass we're taking mushroom spores. Why? Because these things are going to be important to our human evolution because of the way we've evolved with them. And by evolving with them, these plants have basically become a part of us as an organism. and can then, as a result, go to different planets as well, using the technology that we create as a species. It's all a web of relationship, friend. There's no hating any of it. It's just a compound. It's not the compound. It's the use we have of it. Human beings can get up to pretty much anything. You have infinite potential as well. I believe it's pretty difficult to even get a visa of any type. Oh yeah, no, like the chances of me getting a visa is like not, like literally not. I get like unless I have gang cash or I have a degree and multiple years of experience, I'm not getting a visa. They're like, oh, this person who doesn't have a degree, doesn't have a well-paying job, wants to come to our country. What do you think about that? No money, no skills? Hell no. Leave that dude in leave that dude in Africa. So that's pretty much the mentality that every single country has if I try to immigrate. So I'm not stuck here. I'm gonna have to be here, and I have to make the most of it for as long as I can, forever if that needs to be. I get baked before every workout every day. I zone out and just do reps. There we go. And a lot of people that work out do that. I do that as well. That is basically how my weed journey started, where I would smoke a joint and then go and exercise. Or what I would do actually, and looking back, it's a little bit of a yikes, but I would make these like what do you call them? Ice tray little oil blocks of coconut oil that I dissolved a bunch of weed oil into. And they were like greenish. And I would put one of those little coconut blocks into my protein shakes. And I would add some warm water and I would dissolve and I would shake it and I would down it. And then after taking that edible, I would go and I would work out. And I would have the most beautiful experiences. It was wonderful. And I was getting so into the zone. I was getting so fit. I felt so healthy. And I was loving myself for the first time in a long time. Weed is what you make it, friend. Everything is what you make it. Not just weed, everything is what you make it. What's the point of medical marijuana if weed is legal? So insurance will pay. And so there's a different varieties. I mean, like, if anything, just consistency, I think, is most important with medical marijuana, Heather, so that you know what it is you're getting. Like, if you're buying, like, a medical marijuana syringe and there's a certain dosage, like, whatever size drop, a rice size drop has X amount of milligrams, that is very important if you want consistency and repeatability of dosage for a medicine. And right now, the legal world of marijuana is very wild, wild west, where we don't actually know what our potencies can be sometimes. Totally on up for people using weed over opioids for pain. To be honest, I think it's bad or evil, but I know I won't smoke it because I have kids. I mean, you can eat an edible, friend. You don't have to smoke it. Me being the little devil on your shoulder. Yes, yes, so proud of you. I'm right there with you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, eat red meat for me. It's like zoning in instead of out. I'm feeling my entire body and often realize I'm stronger than I think I am. Yes, literally that. You're so strong, actually. Hey, neutral frog. It's nice to have you here again, friend. It's nice to have you. $15 an hour is not much in the modern American economy, dude. Like it might not be much, but $15 an hour is like let's try and do this. Let's say I work 10 hours a day, so that's $150 for 21 days, right? So that's $3,000 a month. That is $2,500 more than I need to have to make a living, in South Africa right now. Like I need $500 to make a living, dude. So it might not sound like much to you, and it might not be much in the modern American economy, as you're saying. But at least I would be able to live. I would be able to live, and that is a big draw that the economy holds, if you will. Florida law says all you have to do is observe and report, nothing physical. Hmm. And you can get a gun. Oh yeah, you know, my little death wand. I point this stick, it goes boom. The thing at the other side of the stick falls to the ground, dead. But the thing at the other side of the stick is you, friend. Still you. It's just you looking from the perspective of him, and him looking at you from the perspective of myself. The same perspective you look from, friend. So, yeah. I, at one point in my life, I did want a gun. And for a while last year, I had a shotgun next to my bed, but I've put that away as well. I have accepted, at least in some way, that I never want to be in that situation. So much so that I don't even want to be prepared for it. And I don't know if that is healthy or, ill advised. Made a Florida man joke. Got it. Got him. Got him. But dude, I'm happy. You appreciate it. Yes, your health insurance would suck. I can only imagine. No, it's not. Not enough around here. You don't look intimidating enough to be a security guard. Yeah, they would just see me and like start instantly shoplifting. I would create so much calm in them instead of fear that they would just instantly start shoplifting, trying to steal entire bundles full of full of merchandise. Thank you, Fred. I don't think they would let you have a katana, bro. Damn it. Nah. Damn it, they just lost me as a security guard, bro. Freaking can't have a katanas. That is lame. That is so lame. Don't you think that's lame? They want me to be a security guard without a katana? Nah, can't have that. Can't have any of that. Nah, nah, nah. Oh, you haven't seen Beast Mode, Meld? I don't think I have. Beast Mode? No, I can't say I have. Now I have to, Auntie. We have a 72-year-old fat fart in my rooster. Uh, Okay. Yeah, I make $15 an hour working at a few friends' farms right now, and it's enough, but it doesn't leave me many options for saving. It's, I want to say it's not okay, dude. You shouldn't be working two jobs to live one life. And it's gonna change. It's changing right now. It has to change. It's broken. It's like actually like think of it as a stick. That stick is like snapped in half. And now we're snapping that stick in half and then snapping it in half again. And we've like gone past the point where we're like just almost snapping atoms apart. It's so broken. Something needs to change. It doesn't seem secure at all. I mean, it's not about security right now, friends. It's about love. Just like solely love. And I have parents that are willing to support this journey. They understand the truth I hold in my heart, and I've communicated to them in a way where they believe me, if that makes sense. So they're willing to support me, and I'm so grateful for them. Like I cannot do what I'm doing right now without my parents. Well, I wouldn't be here without my parents, first and foremost. Thank you for saying that, Melt. You're deeply loved. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. We're here right now, and that's where we're supposed to be. And every single time, that is going to be the truth. Wherever you are, even if you're not here, you're here. Where you're supposed to be. That infinity continues as well. You're never lost, friend. You're never lost. Thank you so much for joining us, Candace. Like, I was looking at all of your works of art in the Share Your Work or Creative Space tab, and I was thinking, man, I hope, Candace is gonna be here tomorrow, so I can share some love with her and tell her how amazing her work is and how it has transformed, since the last time that I saw it. Here you are. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share love with you. So much love to you and the loved ones. I hope everyone's doing well. How are you doing, friend? I used to be pretty great, especially at starting pay, just not anymore. I don't know anyone that one full-time job is enough. Just imagine that. Imagine that you have to work more than one job to live one existence. Like how? And then there's people fighting. There's like literally entire PR rep teams discussing how to make sure that that doesn't change. Frantically, like they're scared, like they're panicking to make sure that people don't make a like a livable wage. Like just it baffles me. It baffles me like completely. Mm-hmm. Much to you. Thank you, Candace. So much love. I mean, he has a gun. He has a gun. Full-time job, 15 hours is minimum wage where we live. It ought to be more. In New York is the only place with a guaranteed price hike on March 1st. What price hike? Do you know what price hike that is, Heather? Reddit, RPAN, World News, Medium, Source Share. Jester is live, largest RPAN audience I've ever seen, witnessed. Jester is live. I don't know who Jester is. 30k, 800 awards, and only live for 29 minutes. That's insane, dude. Yo, that is super crazy. I have to check that out. Thank you so much for sharing the space with me, friends. Like, I don't know if the comments bonked out or something. Love to you. So much love to you. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, for being gentle with me, and thank you for sharing light, especially when there's darkness. Couldn't thank you enough, but I'll continue to show up to thank you, friends. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, my beloved friends. See you again tomorrow.